What's up, guys? The CryptIdiots, and we're back at it again with our first video.
It's just me, Fletch.
Me, Bobby. We're just gonna get right into it.
Yeah, we're just gonna steamroll right into it. So, how these episodes are gonna go, we are going to be talking about a cryptid from each state, or just any cryptid in general, for the first 10 minutes of each video.
That'll be happening at least once a week.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to aim for that. And also, when we're done with that, we'll probably just do some urban legend other than a cryptid.
And we'll pretty much just play it by ear. And for this week, we have chosen Iowa's Van Meter Visitor.
The best state out there.
Yeah, just Iowa. There's a lot going on there.
So we're just gonna hop right into it. So the Van Meter Visitor is like a pterodactyl humanoid kind of cryptid, and it just visited the town of, what was the town?
It was Van Meter,
Just Van Meter.
and the sighting started in 1903, and it was just this creature. Who was the first guy? Who was it? Clarence Dunn.
He was the one who found the footprints.
Oh, he was the one who found
Yeah.
the footprints.
Well, there's these two sightings from these two guys who saw it, and it woke them up with this horn it has on its head that lights up, and it's like blinding. And these two guys both woke up, grabbed their guns, and went outside thinking it's like a burglar or something. And they saw this creature, and they're like, "What is this thing?" And they just started shooting at it.
As you do.
Yeah. But to their surprise, it just bounces off.
Yeah.
Like they say, it's made of metal.
Yeah.
And they did get a lot of good shots on it. But this thing just kept coming back and coming back every night. And this guy, Clarence Dunn, was awoken by it. And he went outside and saw it. And it just blinded him and flew away. And this guy didn't have a gun on him. He didn't shoot it.
No.
And he went over to where he was standing. He was like standing on the street, and he saw these three like footprints in the ground, or like talons, I guess, claws. And
Took casts of each print, and you can actually still see them today at a museum in Van Meter.
and plenty of pictures online, of course.
Yeah.
And these people found out where this monster was coming from, and they found out it was coming from this old mining area, like shaft. And so they went over to it, like a mob, and they just found this creature in the mine shaft. And there was another one in there, so there's two now.
Yeah.
And they saw it, and it blinded them. And as they said, it was as blind, it could sink a Spanish fleet with its light.
Yeah.
Not sure how that works,
No, how do you sink ships with light?
but we're just gonna go with it. And they flew away, both of them. And was it after that?
They just boarded up the entire mine. It's such a strange story. Like,
Not a lot going for this creature.
no.
But I still think it's a pretty cool one. I mean, a pterodactyl, man. How often do you see that?
Well, it also makes you think, if they had like technology back then, would they have been able to capture it? Or
You think the light would ruin the camera?
this is 1903. I mean, they did have cameras, but you couldn't like take a snapshot in that moment. You had to like set it up and stuff. But
Yeah, well, that's it for the Van Meter Visitor. And we're thinking for today's topic, we're going to start off with the Amazon rainforest. Now, a lot of people know that the Amazon rainforest is a scary place with all these animals. And it's still undiscovered, like most of it. And we've heard from these tribes of giant sloths, megatheriums, that used to live there that are still alive today. Some tribes that don't even speak to each other talk about it a lot, and how it has a strange odor. It's huge.
And yeah, multiple tribes have made accounts of seeing such a beast and like hearing it in the forest, like loud roaring in the forest at night. And that's just like terrifying.
We have proof of these animals living there. There's about 8-mile long tunnels that they used to dig there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no proof that humans used to hunt them, so we don't, like, it's kind of strange how they went extinct so fast.
Yeah.
Because they lived alongside humans. And they've been trying to hunt these things, but they're just too hard to catch, I guess.
Yeah, well, you said they make tunnels, so maybe they're all just hiding down in the ground, maybe.
They say there's like a cave opening. It's just a theory. Of this like whole underground world, kind of like Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah.
That these animals are living in now, and it's just too hard to get in to the opening and find it. And that's just one of the animals that have been theorized to still live there. There's been records of 5-foot-long spiders that are huge. They have like 9 to 12-inch fangs.
Jeez.
And like the size of a small dog.
We thought Australia had bad spiders.
I read a story of this military story of this guy. He was in a tribe, like just around it, like they were friendly with him, and he was just laying under a tree, and this tribe was like, "Watch out, dude! There's a giant spider coming down on you." Pause. And the spider was about to just land on him, and I think he just ran away, and this spider just disappeared. And I mean, it's not solid proof, but I mean, if someone's dad is telling this to their kid, I mean, I probably would believe it as a kid too.
Yeah.
And, I mean, no reason to lie about that.
Unless it's just one of those stories they tell to scare you.
Yeah.
As a kid.
And they say they have these huge webs that they string across trees that can just catch huge prey, and their like venom is just very potent and will just kill you very fast.
Yeah, the Amazon is one of those places where we just have not explored it at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't plan on it either.
No.
That place is scary.
I mean, if deforestation is going to continue on its pace right now, it's like, what are they going to find?
I'm not saying deforestation is bad.
Definitely not.
But, with some mysterious things that could be found with it. Of course, we want it to stop as soon as possible.
Yeah, we want to...
Please don't cancel us.
CryptIdiots.
The next animal that was found there, and this one's not as bad at all. It's a miniature, like, sauropod, so like a brontosaurus or an apatosaur.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this one is true because, like, there's no solid evidence or proof of finding it, but I feel like something that's at least half the size of a sauropod, like, I feel like you would just find it by now,
Yeah.
Like, it's a giant dinosaur. Like, tribes, like, talking about the spiders and the giant sloths.
Yeah.
They just say they find these things, but they're just so deep in the jungle, like in the dense brush, that it's just so hard to find. And, I feel like that'd be just so sick to find a mini sauropod just running around in the Amazon forest.
Yeah. I mean, it's a dinosaur. I mean, how would that not be cool? I mean, it's like, dinosaurs are supposed to be extinct, and if you have this, like, huge, like an apatosaurus or, like, some sauropod of any sort, that's just cool. I mean, I'd want that as a pet.
No, like, it's just strange, like, it's just a huge dinosaur. Where's this thing going to? Where is it hiding at?
Well, I don't know, because these Amazonian tribes, I don't know how wide their, like, territory is, or, like, how often they, like, go out and hunt out in the wild. I mean, there's, like, not really any chances that they're gonna run into a dinosaur if they're not just constantly running around.
And I think it's funny, like, people, like, scientists and stuff are always going to these, like, tribes, and they're like, have you seen this animal? And they're like, oh, yeah, I see that running around every once in a while. And it's like, okay, so if they say they see these things, why can't we find them now?
Yeah.
And it's like strange, and it's like, what are they seeing? like where are these animals going to?
Yeah.
And it's just really confusing to me, like, how we still haven't found all these animals.
Well, that's where that hollow earth theory kind of makes a little more sense. If people are talking about these animals that no one's ever seen, maybe they're just going down into the earth and hiding away like that.
And that'd be so sick to find, like, just a giant underground world full of these extinct animals.
Oh man, that's where the dinosaurs like evacuated when the meteor hit. It just went down to the ground.
Well, I feel like now it'd be more mammal, like, down there instead of dinosaurs. But if we have sightings of a sauropod down there, then clearly there probably is something else out there, some other dinosaur.
Yeah.
You know, the Amazon rainforest is just super scary. Like, all those scary animals in there, like,
all the snakes.
We're constantly finding new species in there. Like, every day. The anacondas. Oh my god, those things are sick, but they scare me.
They're like 20 feet long and just
largest snake in the world, but not the longest. That goes to the reticulated python. And then you have the electric eel.
Oh, yeah.
You've ever seen those videos of people getting shocked by them because they think they're just a regular eel?
Talk about, like, animals with superpowers. That's insane. Just how they can control currents like that. It's amazing.
If you ever look on YouTube and you see people who own them and they have, like, the, whatever you call it, that, like, will tell you how much voltage is going through the water, and, like, how high that goes up for just, like, something like a small snack, like a tiny fish.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me to think that thing just lives down there, or just lives in the rivers down there, and people are just casually walking around living in the Amazon rainforest. And
I wonder if you could power something with an electric eel. Like, just have a whole, like, box of them, and just, like a generator.
Just pull one out and just plug it in, like, bite on it.
And charge my phone.
And, you got, like, that theory of, like, the parasite that eats your penis from the inside.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they said that's not real.
Doesn't it travel up, or, like, supposedly it, like, travels up the stream when you're peeing, or, like, it senses it when you're in the water?
Yeah, but, like, scientists say that was just a theory someone made, because, like, it's like, how would a parasite recognize a human, like, instinct? Like, just rush into it like that and just start eating the inside. I mean, there's definitely some dangerous parasites in those waters that I would not like to get in my body.
Yeah, I'm not going swimming anytime in the Amazon.
And the piranhas down there are the least of my worries.
Yeah.
You know, piranhas just don't really care about people. I mean, they're not going to go after you.
I mean, unless they're hungry.
Unless they're hungry, but... I mean, I think there's plenty to eat in the Amazon rivers down there.
Yeah. Jeez. Like, what? They have the pink dolphins, too, down there.
Oh, those are down there. I forgot about those.
Yeah, those are pretty neat creatures.
I thought those went extinct.
They're like...
Highly endangered.
Highly endangered, yeah.
How is that thing living down there with all those things? Like, imagine just going up the stream and just getting shocked by an electric eel.
Yeah.
Just randomly.
It's so, like, diverse. So you got, like, pink dolphins on one end, and you got piranhas, and you got, like, a supposed sauropod.
It's like, a casual sauropod down there. Just sitting in the Amazon rainforest. And then you got, like, the tribes that want to kill you and eat you.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like that's the scariest of it all.
Yeah. I think that's why scientists aren't really inclined to explore the Amazon.
You don't want to get hurt, and you don't want to have to put down a whole new tribe that you just discovered.
Definitely not.
It's like, how are those people living out there in the middle of the rainforest, like, just on their own?
Yeah, because that is such an intense environment. It's, like, always super humid, and there's plants everywhere. I think There's some like really deadly plants down there,
I guarantee it.
like nettles on steroids, probably.
And there's like this. There's another story I heard of this guy who was in like with a friend, and they're going down the Amazon. I don't know if this actually was in the Amazon, but I'm pretty sure it was. And there's like, they started hearing like monkey calls in the trees, but tribes have figured out how to perfectly mimic like monkey noises.
Oh yeah.
And so they lure you towards them, and like these guys are just riding on the canoe or whatever, and like spears just started getting thrown at them, and I think like his friend got killed.
Jeez.
In that, and he just like, I think he was just like sitting in the water, just floating down the stream slowly, just trying to get away from the tribe. And I'm like, imagine being in that situation, just like you're just casually going down the stream, and then you just hear monkey noises, and a spear just comes at you. Like,
Yeah.
what are you logically gonna do in that situation?
Well, there's nothing you can do because you're in a new environment. You have no idea what you're up against.
You're in their territory at that point.
And they use blow darts down there, and like paralyzing blow darts where they get from these. I think it's like this tree bark that they mash up and then they boil in these little crucibles. And then they just dip the darts in it, and then they shoot.
Kind of like poison dart frogs. That use them. You just, I don't know how you do it. You just use the stuff on them. It's weird since like poison dart frogs aren't actually poisonous. Since it's like the stuff they eat. I think they eat these ants that have something in them that makes them poisonous, and I think that's pretty cool because if you can just own poison dart frogs.
Yeah.
And they're not deadly at all, and you can just hold them and do whatever. And like that's just another animal. You just imagine you're just like sitting there, and just a bunch of poison dart frogs are just on you. You just look down.
Yeah.
Like, you can't escape anything in the Amazon rainforest.
No. Well, yeah. There's not like you're in the middle. If you're in the middle of the Amazon, there's just like there's basically nothing you can do. I mean, you're pretty much toast either way.
I haven't even talked about the jaguars that are stalking you in there.
Yeah.
And like they just blend in so easily. Like, and then they have the warthogs are deadly too.
Yeah.
You can't even escape the hogs down there because their tusks can just gut you instantly down there.
Oh man, imagine the Amazon in like the prehistoric times though. Like terrible, like dinosaurs. You got.
That'd probably be that's probably my number one place I would not want to live in.
No.
If I was a dinosaur.
No.
This is the Amazon rainforest. No.
I mean, it would probably be a thriving ecosystem down there with the like, rainforest and like, the canopies and all that. Like, imagine the dinosaurs living in that.
And then circling back to that spider, there's like the giant one. There's like no actual fossil evidence of it, but like there's good evidence that it probably could be real since they found like a giant like scorpion type spider that like lived in the waters at that time, and they found like a fossilized claw of it, and I feel like that like harden the evidence a little more because you know, I don't know if anyone who's watching this has ever played Ark, however you say it, the giant spider, Aranos, something like that. And I'm just wondering if that thing was actually real, like it actually existed, and if that could be what we're looking at in the Amazon forest.
There's also those geoglyphs people are finding with ancient civilizations just in the middle of the rainforest. They're using, I think, LiDAR, like lasers, to like flying over the Amazon, like shooting those lasers down. They can actually penetrate the forest canopies and go down, and you can like see outlines of like big cities just in the middle of the rainforest. Yeah.
Oh, because there's a guy who was like riding down the Amazon rainforest, and he said he just saw like a giant like temple and city, and I don't know how long, but he came back at one point and it was just gone.
Oh yeah, that was that that like Spanish conquistadors.
Yeah, it just disappeared. And I think there were still people in it too.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, you're not just gonna go in that by yourself, are
No.
you? I don't want to be sacrificed going down that river.
Not at all.
It gets you thinking, like, how many of those just cities are just sitting there, like, waiting? And, like, how do you just live there?
I don't know. And how do you get the resources to build like such big temples just in the middle of the rainforest like that? And like cut stone slabs like so intricately.
Oh, yeah, like, that's what confuses me, like, with the pyramids. Like,
Yeah.
how everything is cut perfect. Or, like, that rock they found that was just cut straight down in the middle perfectly. It's like, there's no way that could happen. But I also feel like how all this stuff could get done is, like, the people are more, like, bigger. They're huge, and, you know, they're living in the rainforest. They have to adapt to it some way.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just, like, way stronger than just, like, a regular human, I feel like. I mean, if you're fearing for your life every day,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to adapt in some way.
Yeah, I mean, and they're working all day too, so they're getting like really strong and just adapting to that environment. Yeah, and I watched a video on like living in the Amazon and how the people, their skin is like so tough and like they just don't feel anything, so they're always running around barefoot in the forest, and their feet are just all calloused, and they're basically just wearing shoes 24/7.
They just have natural body armor down
Yeah,
there.
and yeah, they barely even sweat down there too. It's
like
so weird.
when they're hunting, they're just continuously running and running. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like some guy said he was running with these tribe people hunting monkeys, and he was trying to keep up with them, and he couldn't, and they would just like stop and drink like a dirty puddle on the ground, and then they'd be good to run for another 30 minutes.
Wow.
And it's like they just keep going and going, and they're super fast. And it's just crazy to me that people can just evolve to that point.
Yeah.
Just living in the forest.
It's insane. Just how they adapt to that environment.
Yeah, I don't get it. The Amazon is probably the scariest place on the earth right now, and I don't dream of ever going to it. I don't think. Like,
No. Well, we might visit it, or I might visit it someday. I don't know if you will, but
like, I think the only reason I'd go down there is to see like an anaconda in the natural habitat, because I think they're just so sick, just giant snakes.
or maybe like a controlled river ride down like a portion of the Amazon.
That's all you. There's definitely some, like, probably caimans.
Well, I think you can like get those like, you know, ferry rides like on those like big boats, but I mean, those are kind of safe.
I'm just scared of the bugs flying around too.
Oh, mosquitoes.
Like carry all the diseases down there. Like, it's not about the other animals. It's all about the bugs down there that get to people.
And the diseases, that's what kills people.
And now our next topic, we want to talk about the pyramids. You know, the most famous thing, of course. Everyone talks about it. There's so many theories running around it. It's just like, how is it possible that they could just lift all those stones and
I don't know. Well, there's that theory that they built the big sand ramps. But, there's no like, well, if you built sand ramps like that and so extensively, there would definitely be some remnants, maybe like a slight hump in the sand next to the pyramid.
Yeah.
But no, there wasn't any.
And I don't believe aliens. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a stretch. Like, jump into aliens.
No, that's probably not what happened. Even though people are like, oh, whoa, how'd they like cut the stones like that? And, like, how'd they get them up there? But like, I just think that maybe there's some like lost technology that they had.
And people were also pretty strong too. Like how we were talking about with the tribe people in the Amazon. Like, people were just way more built, and they had like hundreds of people moving one block at a time.
Yeah.
And these pyramids took what, like hundreds of years to complete. And you know, I'm gonna just say it now. I don't believe in aliens till I see it.
Yeah.
we'll definitely be talking about aliens on this channel, but
Oh, totally.
but I just don't believe in them right now, and I feel like there'd just be no reason for an alien to just come down and be like, well, let me just help you with that.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you want to build some pyramids with me? And like, sure, bro. Like,
And it's also like they've already discovered like all the stuff in the pyramids, but it's like, is there anything else hidden in there that we're not finding?
yeah.
And it's just like when they found King Tut in his tomb, and like they found him, and they used to do this where I don't know what they'd give him, but they'd give him like something that would give him boners every
They did?
Yeah,
Where'd you read that?
Just online, and before they like would wrap them, they just get a boner, and they'd and it would fossilize with them. And they were uncovering King Tut's body, and they broke it off.
Oh my god. Imagine being the guy who did that.
You're cursed. The floating penis of ancient Egypt following you for the rest of your life.
Imagine that.
Like, it just makes no sense to me at all. Like, what's the point in doing that? Like, there's no real reason.
Do they have it on display somewhere? Like, King Tut's Todger.
I guarantee you they have that just somewhere.
It's gotta be in like the Smithsonian, like just in the basement.
Just right next to his body, I'm
Yeah.
guessing. Yeah, but like, pyramids just like creep me out. Like just all of Egypt, ancient Egypt, like all these like. But I feel like the lost technology. How have we not found any evidence of it?
Yeah, or like, so we decoded the Rosetta Stone with all the hieroglyphs, so we know what their like the engravings say. So why wouldn't there be like an
Any
instruction
indication?
like sheet or like an instruction wall of like how to like make the different technologies?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all. But like, like those blocks weighed how much? Like,
I think it was like, I don't know, like 400 tons each or something. That might be an exaggeration. But
I mean, you got these people who are huge and built, and you
Yeah.
got hundreds of them.
mm-hmm.
But like, how are you gonna pull 400 tons of just stone
There's no way.
with just a couple people, or with like a couple hundred people? I feel
No.
like that's impossible to do.
Yeah.
And like that stone that was just cut in half perfectly. Like, where's that coming from?
Yeah. And then there's that they were just like flat on each side, so they smoothed them out, and then they put a golden capstone on top of each pyramid. And gold is like one of the densest metals you can find, so that's even more weight to like put on there.
Yeah. Like how are people doing this? Why can't we do this?
I don't know.
What happened to us, man?
I think we're just devolving, man.
It's just crazy to think about. Like, how many pyramids have that golden?
I think so. There's like 3 main pyramids of Giza. I think they all had it. They're smoothed out on each edge, and then there's golden capstone on top.
I feel like there's definitely like there's just some hidden place that has to have like some sort of instructions.
There has to be like an underground lab, like where they built everything.
They're just living underground now. What if there's just tunnels under the pyramids? That'd be kind of cool.
There has to be some sort of
Tunnel system.
Yeah.
Like, there's already a ton in like pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd love to visit Egypt and go in those like pyramids, but I heard it's like so hot in there that like you faint a lot when you go in them.
Yeah.
And it's like adding on top of that, the people who have to work inside there. Imagine just how hot it was. Like, sweating your todger off.
Honestly, bro. Well, they must have had some sort of like, I don't know, maybe like an air conditioning, I don't know. That is just like theorizing. Maybe they had like some sort of, I don't know. Well, they didn't have ice back then. Well, it's not in Egypt, of course.
They just have ice in ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't know. Well, it gets so cold during the night in deserts because there's no like air molecules to bounce off of each other because it's so open out there and dry.
So you're either burning in the day or freezing in the night.
Yeah, an extreme environment, just like the Amazon. Just like, how are these people living in these like places?
Like the sand must be so hot for like they use slaves to build these pyramids.
Yeah.
I bet their shoes weren't really great either.
Oh yeah, just flip flops.
They're ancient sandals.
Yeah.
And like walking in that sand is burning. Like,
Yeah.
It has to be just scalding hot.
Yeah, totally.
And, like, I just don't get how we haven't figured out how they're actually built. Like,
Yeah.
Concrete evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Other than, a couple ropes, a couple hundred people pulling one block.
Well, there's that library of Alexandria that got like burned down, and I think that library had some like ancient texts on the like Egyptian pyramids that were just lost in the fire. So there could have been just like an instruction manual for building,
And
this, like the blueprints maybe.
And how long ago was that when it burned down? Was it?
I don't know. It was pretty long ago. I don't know how the fire started. It might have been like arson or something. But somebody's trying to keep us from the truth.
Yeah. Like, I want to know how these pyramids are built, and like stacking them on top of each other too.
Yeah.
Like, how are you doing that? Like,
Yeah, because you can't lift up. Okay, so no matter how many people you have, you cannot lift
cannot
up a
just
stone of
lift
that.
that up. Like,
Yeah.
That's impossible.
No. Yeah.
Even if you had a bunch of animals helping you, I feel like that's still not gonna do it.
No.
Like 1,000 camels at once pulling one block.
No, you'd need some sort of crane. And they couldn't just build a crane out of wood and have it like not snap in half with one of those stones.
It's just like, I'm just so confused about the pyramids.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my like favorite theories. It's just like, what is going on in Egypt? What are they hiding from us? It's like that too. Like, what are they hiding from us?
Like the Egyptian government.
Just like the government. Like what? I mean, you know, they're always hiding stuff from us. But like,
Yeah.
like, I want to know. Just release it. Who cares? You know.
Yeah.
There's no reason to keep it hiding.
There is no reason. Like, I mean, it'd just be cool. It'd be like points for your country to like be like, oh, this is how they made them, and this is cool. This is what what we're known for, and we're just expanding on that.
Oh wow, they had technology. What a surprise! Not like everyone theorized that a long time ago.
No.
I'm excited for the future though with that. That'll be so sick if we ever discover anything. Like,
I think we could. Like, well, AI is probably not gonna help us in that regard, but
find some more mummified Todgers.
ChatGPT helping us find Todgers.
Well, guys, that's gonna do it for our first video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, leave a comment. Let us know how we did.
Please leave back. We just want to. We're trying out here. Okay.
We're trying. Oh man, we just yapped for like 36 minutes.
But that's the part of a podcast.
That's what a podcast is.
A Todgecast. Please, government, do not try to hurt us.
Yeah, Egyptian government, we're not saying you're hiding stuff, but you clearly are.
Yeah, we know you're hiding stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Hope you all have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed our video.
Yeah. CryptIdiots out. CryptIdiots. CryptIdiots.